Now that our line painting should be dry, we're going to go back and fill in colors in between our black lines. We don't want to paint on top of, we're going to paint in between. The paint we're using today are called tempera cakes. They are dry cakes. I have added some water to them before you guys got here today, so they should be a little soft, but we're going to need to give them a little help. So when you decide to pick your color, you need to kind of rub the surface of the tempera cake, kind of make small circles, and the more circles you make, the darker your paint color is going to be. I want a really nice green, so I'm going to stir the paint a lot. I want a nice dark green. If I'm not sure if I'm stirring enough, I can always go onto my paper and paint and see. Now that looks like a pretty good green. It's a pretty good color. I'm going to keep with that and dip it back in for more. Swirl and then paint. I'm going to go right up to the line and stop. When I'm painting my paper, I'm being very gentle, and as I'm brushing it, I want to pretend I'm petting a cat, and I don't want it to bite or scratch me, so I'm going to be very gentle while I'm painting. Now my line is done. I'm not going to keep painting it because I don't want there to be a hole in my paper. I want to switch colors now and maybe do this purple pink. Should I take my brush and dip it in the purple pink right now? No, we need to clean our brush first. There should be some water at the center. Take your free hand and hold the cup so it doesn't spill, and use the other brush or other hand to stir your brush all the way in the bottom. Brush it against the bottom like it's cleaning the bottom up. And then after I mix it a little while, I will scrape it off. Make sure it's clean. I'm going to tap it on the paper towel. I don't see any green on my brush, so it is clean. Now I'm going to check. There's a lot of water on this purple, so I don't need to add any more water right now. Although if you needed to, I could take that water, dip it in, and put some extra water on the surface to mix it up. And the more I mix, the darker it will be, the brighter my color will be. Let's see. Oh yeah, that is super bright. I'm pretending that I'm petting that cat. I'm being nice and gentle, just in case. Now if I keep painting this, I'm going to get little dots that show up on my paper. Those little dots mean I'm painting too much and my paper is starting to peel. I don't want it to peel. You have to be real careful. Very gentle. Now some of my paint is accidentally going over the black. Be very careful if you do that because the black's going to start to smear with the other parts of our picture. Now that I'm finished, holding my cup, stirring it along the bottom, brushing it off, and testing it on my paper towel. No purple pink, so I'm good to change my color. I'm noticing my brush is starting to get dry, and there's nothing left on top for me to paint with. I'm going to take my brush, this time, dip it in the water, and move it quickly to the blue and tap the extra water down. I might do that again. I'm going to dip it in the water and move it over and add some water in there. Now that I'm stirring it, I've got a little extra water. Mix it back up. Keep painting. If you run out of water, you need to add more. Don't forget, after you add it, you have to stir it up again. Now, if I don't stir it enough, I'm only going to kind of stir once or twice. When I paint, you're not going to see any color. It's not going to look like anything. So if that happens to you, go back to your paint and stir some more. Really mix it up. Okay, let me see now. That's better. Now I can see my color. I'm having trouble reaching the other side. I'm going to flip my paper over. Now you have black and white in these trays. Why shouldn't I use black? Because I already have black lines. Now what do you think is going to happen if I try and use white? Even though I'm mixing it a lot, the white is still very light. So try and stick with the colors on the tray and not use white or black. Now I was being messy and I was going really fast, and look what happened to the paint tray. I accidentally got red in the white and I got paint all over the top of the tray. That's not very nice to our other friends who are also trying to paint too, or to me, because these are my supplies and I don't want them to get all messed up. So when you're painting, please do it slowly, take your time, do slow brush strokes, and try not to drip your paint in other colors. We're going to place this on the drying rack, and you can leave your brushes in the water cups today.